The Lumad Mandaya are the indigenous group in the Philippines, primarily found in the eastern parts of Mindanao, particularly in Davao Oriental and nearby regions. The term Lumad is a collective name for various indigenous groups in Mindanao, while Mandaya refers specifically to this subgroup, whose name is derived from the words man, which means first or origin, and daya, which means upstream or interior, indicating people from the interior mountains. The Mandaya people have a distinct culture, language, and set of traditional practices that have been preserved through generations. The Mandaya people of the Philippines have rich traditional practices and rituals rooted in their deep connection to nature, spirituality, and community life. Known for upland farming, the Mandaya also create intricate textiles using abaca fiber, dyed with natural colors and woven with patterns that symbolize nature and beliefs. Their music and dance are used to celebrate life events, often featuring traditional instruments like the kulintang, or gongs, and drums.
Kanilang pinanawan kung santa kun nilan silan tutukaran.
Mandaya rituals are closely tied to spiritual beliefs. They hold pag-anto, a ceremony to honor spirits for guidance and blessings, and conduct healing rituals with herbal medicines and chants by a healer called Abalyang. Marriage involves a long community ceremony with negotiations and feasts, while death rites include offerings to help spirits transition peacefully. These practices and rituals are essential to Mandaya identity, passing down their heritage and values to future generations.
So there are several types of Mandaya oral traditions. First is epic chants and folk song. Mandaya storytelling often includes epic chants known as Ogmadan or Dawut, which recount the adventures of heroes and the origins of their people. These epic tales highlight virtues like bravery, wisdom, and respect for nature and the supernatural world. Through chanting, they share the story of their ancestors and the values essential to their society. Next is myth and legends. The Mandaya also share myths that explains natural phenomena or the origins of their customs. For instance, stories about nature spirits or diwata reflect their belief in a world where the physical and spiritual coexist. Legends might also describe the creation of mountains, rivers, and even the origins of their people, offering a spiritual understanding of the world around them. So, next is animal folklore. Folk tales featuring animals similar to fables are used to convey morals. These stories may feature clever, foolish animals to illustrate human characteristics, teaching children about the values of wisdom, caution, and kindness. Identity and connect generations. These traditions show the resilience of the Mandaya people in preserving their heritage despite various pressures.
Tayang kamote, wain amo dayaan permi awon kami.
The Mandaya, an indigenous group from the eastern part of Mindanao in the Philippines, have a rich and distinctive traditional clothing style that reflects their culture and heritage. Here are some of their traditional clothing. For the men, they use bara, a long-sleeve shirt made of abaca or banana fiber and intricately decorated with embroidery or batik. The designs are often geometric patterns which hold cultural symbolism. Sarong, a rough brown skirt worn by men, often dyed in traditional patterns and colors, especially deep reds, black, and earthy roses. And for women, they use dagmay, a hand-woven skirt with complex and meaningful patterns. The dagmay typically showcases the signs of animals, nature, and spirit, which considered sacred by the Mandaya people. Next is bardo, a blouse made of abaca fiber, decorated with embroidery, beads, and mother of pearl. The blouse is usually long sleeve, with flared cuffs, and includes designs similar to those on the dagmay. And for their adornments, they use balitaw, made of colorful beads, and sometimes strung with shells or other natural materials. And also for their earrings, they use pamarang o pang-o, made from beads, brass, or other metals. And for their bracelet and armlets, they use ginsulatan, worn by both men and women. Ginsulatan are armlets or bracelets made from brass or beads. And for their belts, they use PC made from braided fibers or beaded designs. It is used to secure the skirt and adds decorative touch with beadwork that complements the wearer's attires. And last, for their headdress, they use headbands, often adorned with beads, shells, and feathers. And some wear cloth head wrap or sinulog with embroidered or beaded design. Men sometimes wear a hot turban-like head wrap as well. The color they use are usually red, black, and white, symbolizing strength, respect, and purity. The traditional clothing is hand-woven and it is often passes down through generations, reflecting both artistry and cultural heritage. These adornments are not only decorative but also have spiritual and cultural significance, symbolizing protections, identity, and status within the Mandaya community.
The Mandaya people, also known as the Lumad IP, are indigenous to the southern region of Mindanao. Their culture is deeply intertwined with nature, which is reflected in their belief system, spiritually, mythology. Yet guys, the Mandaya, there's called and they believe Magbabaya, a supreme being who is a creator of the universe. This deity is seen as benevolent and protective. The Mandaya also honor their ancestral spirit, known as Anitu, who guide and protect them. And the Mandaya mythology includes stories like that, like Malayari, a spirit who protect the forest and animal, and Punay, the goddess of the moon who influence tides and fertility. These myths highlights their reverence for nature and spiritual connection to it. And ancestral spirits and ritual of Mandaya plays a key role. Mandaya culture guiding their descendants, the Mandaya perform various rituals to honor these spirits and mark important life events, ensuring their harmony and cultural continuity. And connection to the nature of Mandaya plays a profound respect for nature, practicing this sustainable farming, and understanding that their well-being is linked to the health of their environment. Their spiritual practices are closely tied to their agricultural activities, like emphasizing harmony or with nature. And my summary and my own reflection, the Mandaya peoples, spiritually and mythology, are deeply rooted in their environment. These are rich with cultural heritage that values to the interconnectedness of all life. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Shaina J. Soro, and right now I will share to you the knowledge of Mandaya tribe related to the agriculture, environment, and medicinal plants. The Mandaya tribe practices farming methods that work well in the mountainous area where they live. They often use kaingin, or we call slash and burn, to clear small plots of land, making way to plant rice, root crops, bananas, and many more. And after harvesting, they allow the soil to rest and regain nutrients before planting again, which keeps the land fertile without using chemical fertilizer. And for the Mandaya community, nature is deeply respected, and they live by practices that help protect their forests and rivers. They take care to gather only what is needed, avoiding waste and preserving resources for the next generations. And as a result, they avoid overharvesting and practices sustainable ways to collect resources and allowing plants to regrow. For example of this is they only picked a few fruits or leaves from a tree, ensuring that plants can continue to thrive for the future generations. And the Mandaya people have a rich tradition of using plant to heal common ailments and maintain their health. Local healers know which herbs to use for issues like cough, fever, stomachache, and minor ones. They pass this knowledge down through generations. For example, they boil the leaves of plants like tawa-tawa to make a tea believed to help reduce fevers or treat mild infections.
Adi ka namin